Hey everybody, how you doing? Sad day gets more sad right behind the passing of the great Olivia Olivia Newton-John. Right after the passing of the great Olivia Newton-John, we have this local news that Taj Tashombe, the Vice President of Government and External Affairs for the Oakland Athletics, has been fired. First, I put it out as rumor, and I had the rumor confirmed as fact. He was terminated. And let me see if I can... hey, if you're watching this, and you put this and retweet this, please. Thank you. He was terminated. And the reason he was terminated was simply as told to me by a source that is extremely reliable, is that Taj attended an event in Detroit where one of the major guests was DeMaurice Smith. DeMaurice Smith is the NFL National Football League Players Association Executive Director. And then he reportedly attended the All-Star game, which you would say, fine, right? But those were unauthorized expenses. Unauthorized expenses. Taj is, again, the vice president, or was the vice president of external affairs for the Oakland Athletics. So he's at these events in his role as the Oakland Athletics vice president for external affairs, and yet they're unauthorized expenditures. So they released him solely on that basis. This is the man who, at one point, a number of people believed was going to run for mayor of Oakland and is that well connected within the city of Oakland. And I don't mean the government, I mean the city of Oakland. And universally loved and extremely well respected. A person who worked, what Taj would do is he would go to the weakest link in the Howard Terminal political effort, and he would strengthen that link. He would improve the communications with the person that represented that weak link. Like, for example, Oakland District 3 Councilmember Carol Fife. He worked to establish a dialogue with her, get her views, make sure her views were seen and understood and addressed. That's something that Dave Cowell, Oakland Athletics president, did not do, all right? He did not do. And so you have to ask, what's the thinking with the Athletics that they would let him go? Solely for, quote, unauthorized expenses. I mean, look, the man couldn't possibly have been breaking the bank with 2 trips, okay? And he was representing the Oakland Athletics in those areas. Why would they do that, okay, with someone who is so valuable? Or is it that the Athletics really strained to address how valuable he really was? I mean, let's face it. Taj was the lowest paid executive in the AA staff. He was holding, to be blunt and frank, and to a blunt forced way, all right? They gave him the black job. In other words, they gave him the job of representing the Athletics before the black community of Oakland. That was really his role. So he was taking on a role that no one else in athletics culture, executive culture, felt that they could do on their own. Not that they can't, but they believed a black person needed to do that. But they so not well valued him, they didn't pay him appropriately so that they wouldn't have to worry about something to be considered an unauthorized expense. I mean, that doesn't make any sense. If you're paying a man not well, how the hell can you have an unauthorized expense if you're not paying him a lot to begin with? If it's a trip, let him take the trip. He's marketing athletics for all practical purposes. You know what? That becomes an IRS write-off, which means the A's don't know what they're doing financially. Okay? It is a known fact that you can write off marketing expenses. Didn't know that? Time to do your homework. Okay? My God. I mean, how stupid can anybody be? That's stupid. I mean, the more I roll around in my head what I was told a little bit ago, the sillier it gets. But you know what? The one thing that I've learned now that I'm 60 since August 4th is if somebody tells you that something is silly, and it is silly, and you don't believe it, the best thing for you to do is to believe it because it's true. Someone with the athletics was that stupid. Dave, that's on you as president, and you're my friend, but look, all right, this is bigger than that. By far. You're in the middle of a politically sensitive time, and the only way you would think that would be okay to do is if you believed that the Athletics were headed out of Oakland and to Las Vegas. That would be the only reason, I think, to take such a cavalier action. Because otherwise, you're staring at a situation where you've got to get approvals from the very people that you assigned Taj to establish relationships with, okay? Now who do you have? You got nothing. Nothing. Okay? You got nothing. I repeat, you got nothing. Who are you going to find to take his place? Huh? Meanwhile, what should happen with Taj is Libby should hire him. Okay? Just, if anything, as a thank you for all the great things that he has done to advance this project as far as it has been advanced. All right? The mayor of Oakland should hire him. I keep saying, hey, Libby, hire me as the Howard Terminal point person. You know what? Put Taj in there, okay? Put Taj in there, all right? That's absolutely ridiculous. I'm still trying to wrap my head around, and I'm not the only person. A number of people are trying to say, well, gee, what's the deeper meaning of this? The deeper meaning of this is very simple to me. It means that the Athletics, and I'll say this until the Athletics say, hey, Zinni, you're wrong. The Athletics are out of here, okay? If the person they charged to be their political face to the community regarding their crown jewel ballpark project is now regarded so terribly that they terminate him for an unauthorized expenses regarding a trip. I mean, that's what this is about. If that's what they've done, and from what I understand it is, it means that they do not value the Athletics having a political representative regarding Howard Terminal. Okay? It means that, because this comes on the heels, let's think of what this comes on the heels of and what it means. It means that Howard Terminal, all right, Howard Terminal, okay, think about this. Howard Terminal, all right? Think about this. It means that Howard Terminal Ballpark Project, which just faced its latest lawsuit at the hands of the East Oakland Stadium Alliance, a project that Cavall described as being in limbo, as I understand it, because of that, a project where he had said that they, being the Athletics in the city of Oakland, they're still wrangling over finances, which is ridiculous, and something the city, you've heard me say this before, and I'll say it again, the city should have had buttoned up a long time ago. All right? The city should have had this matter buttoned up a long time ago. A long time ago. A long time ago. All right? And didn't. The Howard Terminal Public Financing Authority should now be 3 years into its useful life and counting. The infrastructure financing plan should have been written and approved. And we should be well on our way to building, or at least laying the groundwork to be built, the Howard Terminal Ballpark project. Instead, we're still frigging around with this thing because the city slowed around on it. But the Athletics didn't help because they don't know the process either. The best thing the A's had going for them, aside from Dave himself, was Taj. Okay? They, I thought, were hand in glove, but apparently they're not. Especially not now. And Dave did not have to do this. He could have handled it internally. What I mean by that is he could have said, hey, you know what? All right, you know, these expenses are unauthorized. We're going through a bit of a cash crunch, but we're going to have to figure out a way to earn it back from you. You know, we'll make you, we'll have you work as the guest beer pourer at the next 5 or 6 games. You know, something like that. I'm serious. But terminate him outright? That is, I'm going to say this word again, stupid. That's stupid. Because now you got me making videos about it, because this is not the last one I'm going to make. You're questioning your sanity. All right? I'm going to make some money off this thing because, hey, it's out there to be made. This is ridiculous. And what I mean by that is ad revenue. There are ads on this thing, you know? All right? Okay? Ads on this thing. Aaron C., shut the fuck up. All right? Shut the fuck up. Okay? It ain't false news. It's true. So just shut the fuck up and get out, or I'll boot you out. You got 2 choices, okay? I ain't putting up with that shit. All right? Get out. It's sad. It's sad what happened to him. It's sad what happened to him. Purely sad. And it just happened. Okay? It just happened. This is a major crisis point problem. Period. It is a major crisis point problem. To it, the Athletics fired their main point person. Their main point person was fired from the job. Fired. Their main point person, other than Dave Cavall himself. This is about as bad as if Dave got fired, okay? All right? This is about as bad as if Dave got fired, all right? Okay? All right? Aaron, you're gone. Bye-bye, Aaron. You're gone. I ain't putting up with you today, okay? Aaron C., you're gone. You're history. Bye. Okay? Okay? When was the last time you heard me talk to anybody like that? All right? It means this. Don't test me, okay? Period, end of story. I'm not dealing with it. If you have something to add, make it intelligent. Or else I will boot you. And the next person that does it, I will not announce the booting. You'll just be booted. I am not putting up with this crap. Do you understand? I am not doing it. So raise your IQ, listen, and think. Or get out. I mean it. Now, back to the main question of the day. What does this mean for the project? It means immediate. All right? What does this mean for the project? It means immediate reduction. It means an immediate reduction. An immediate reduction in the Athletics' political capital with a black community. And that's what it means. All right? That's what it means. Immediately. Okay? That's what it means. And worse as the news propagates. That's what it means. Because there's nobody to meet with the elected officials to give updates other than Dave Cobble himself, who, as much as I like Dave, is not universally loved within the city. Okay? But Taj is. Okay? It means that again, if the Athletics have done this so easily and quickly, they're prepping to move to Las Vegas, and they don't care about their relationships with the political community. This is August, September, October, and November. Here comes Election Day. It means the sunsetting, unofficially, of the tenure of Oakland Mayor Libby Schaaf. This is truly a sad day. Truly, truly a sad day. Hi, Cameron Burrell on the live stream. Comment, how are you doing? Hope you're doing better than we are collectively. The question is, what can be done to salvage this project? First of all, the Athletics, if they're not leaving, they have to have a. If the Athletics are not leaving, then they better have a massive heavy hitter to bring up to replace Taj. And who? Now, I hate to put it this way, but who could they get? Ray Leon, who worked for Larry Reed? I don't know that Ray would take the job. What with the degree to which Ray didn't like Howard Terminal to begin with, and actually arguably worked against it, helping Dave Stewart. Remember that? So theoretically cross him off the list, although Ray would be a fantastic candidate. Oakland Mayor Elihu Harris, Elihu wouldn't take this kind of job. Nope. Who could they get? Would the Athletics then merge with the African American Sports and Entertainment Group? That would be their best move. That would be the A's best move. But because they're working on a partnership with them anyway, right? So that would be a logical step. Will they take it? Whoever made this decision, and the buck stop was for the president of the Athletics, really put the entire organization in a gigantic pickle. This reads like one of those moves you make out of anger. You don't think forward. You don't think strategically. You just come up with the off with his head, point of view. That's wrong. That's wrong. Completely wrong. See, if I were Taj, the minute that happened to me, I'd issue a press release. I did that when Jerry Brown said he was going to fire me because I accused him of being racist after I found out that he had been working behind my back or trying to, and Ignacio De La Fuente too, all right, who's running for mayor, okay, that's true, all right, having meetings with CEO groups about my project, my Oakland Super Bowl bid project and sponsorship design without having me in the damn meetings. And then I had the NFL tell me that the mayor, Jerry, was working behind my back. So we lost a vote I thought I had buttoned up at the Oakland Alameda County Coliseum Joint Powers Authority meeting of the 19th of October of 2000, that Thursday. I thought I had that vote buttoned up. I didn't, okay? Cameron says, I'm saddened about this news about the Athletics. Ditto. I thought I had that buttoned up. There was no reason why then Oakland's District 7 Councilman Larry Reed and member of the board of the JPA should have voted to abstain. He was the chairman of the sports commission I created. I made him the chairman. He begged me to get him Super Bowl tickets. I got him a Super Bowl ticket. Then he said he didn't need it. Larry, I never forgot that, man. That was wrong, okay? That was wrong as the day is long. And then Jerry wouldn't meet with me until it was clear I was getting more press than anybody else in the city. International press, okay? I did so well that economic development director, then Bill Claggett, parked $80,000 aside for the sports commission I created from scratch that Dina McClain, then the executive director for the Oakland Alameda County Coliseum Joint Powers Authority, said it would take me 2 years to get federal approval from it. So did then Oakland City Attorney Jane Williams before the changeover. We got John Russo after the election. We went to strong mayor, right? He was the first elected mayor of the city. All right? I got done in 4 months, folks. 4 freaking months. Claggett parked $80,000 for my sports commission. You know what Jerry did? Took it away. Yeah, took it away. Because he was mad that I wrote an email saying, and I stand by this to this freaking day, he was not comfortable with someone who was black and intellectually aggressive. And those are the words I used. And Chip Johnson put that in his article in the Chronicle, which they've since taken down, probably at Jerry's behest, because Jerry didn't want people to know, undoubtedly, that he did that sort of thing. But he did. Okay? And Chip's verbatim got a copy of the email. I didn't send it to him. And verbatim put that in there. But I'll tell you what I did. I put out a press release basically saying, you can't fire me. I quit. All right? And I sent it to every newspaper. That if I were Taj, that's what I would have done. You don't let anybody have any power over you. I don't care how big the institution is. You're a human being. You take control of it. But Taj could just simply rake the A's over the coals. That was stupid for Dave to do that. That's playing with fire. Dave is lucky Taj is not me. Dave Covell is lucky Taj is not me. My friend from Stanford, Dave Covell, is lucky Taj is not me. If they had done that to me, I would have embarrassed the you-know-what out of them. I would have held a press conference. I would have talked about the project, my value to it, what was going on, why it wasn't headed in the right, how I was headed in the wrong direction, and how it's further screwed up because of the athletics action. That's what I would have done. And Taj could still do that. If I were Taj, I'd do that. I mean, look. Life is going to give you, the Lord is going to provide for you anyway. If you believe that, don't let other people or institutions have power over you. Heck with that. What the A's did was wrong. All right? Now, as far as the unauthorized expenditures, I don't know how that works. I know that's what I was told. And I know the persons that I was told that by are in a really freakishly great position to know. Okay? A really freakishly great position to know. That's what I know. More later. Subscribe to Zenny62 and bookmark OaklandNewsNowBlog.com.